If you clicked on this video, I already know you're a little twisted up in the noggin. You like your information with a twist. That's precisely what we're going to give you. We're going to go over 5 of the most notorious people in history that actually own dogs. Before I do so, real quick, let me put my translator over here so you can translate for those of you that don't speak English. Let me test him here real quick. Kyle, can you please translate constipation for us? Pretty good, pretty good. You already know dog loyalty is unmatched. A dog is gonna love you whether you win the lottery or you lose the lottery, whether you buy a car or you're still walking. Heck, they'll love you even if you kill millions of people. Holy. Yeah, I know, it's ironic, but it's true. So without further ado, let's roll. So first up on this list is Adolf Hitler, one of the most infamous mass murderers in history, having spearheaded the Holocaust, which was a series of ethnic cleansings that resulted between 6 to 11 million deaths in the 1940s. This guy was an absolute monster, and with that, he did what all monsters try to do. He tried improving his image. You gotta realize at the time, German Shepherds were highly prized dogs, and his favorite was one by the name of Blondie. And Hitler used to take her everywhere. In fact, it's been reported he used to let her sleep in the bed with him. I know what you're thinking. Hitler had a soft spot for his doggies. Except he had her killed when she was 4. Oh, hell no! You see, in order to not be caught by enemy forces, Hitler had decided he was going to commit suicide.
Are you kidding me?
However, he didn't trust Heinrich Himmler, the man whose organization gave him the cyanide pills he was planning to use. He actually thought that the pills may be sedatives rather than cyanide. Goes to show the type of trust he had within his inner circle. So to test his theory, Hitler went ahead and gave one of the cyanide pills to Blondie. There, I love you, but you must die. And Blondie did die. Yeah, but get this, Hitler was actually devastated. Soon after, he had all the puppies and the rest of the dogs in the bunker taken out to the garden and shot. And now he felt comfortable enough for him and his wife to commit suicide, and they did. Alright guys, did you know that at the height of his fame, Snoopy appeared in more than 2,600 newspapers around the globe, while the Peanuts comic was read by more than 355 million people in 21 different languages across 75 countries. He created by Charles M. Schulz in the 1950s, Snoopy would become the most famous comic strip character of all time and a central part of many readers' lives. Did you know that Calvin Cordozar Broadus Jr., born October 20th, 1971, aka Snoop Dogg, first appeared in Dr. Dre's debut solo single, Deep Cover.
Dre, what up, Snoop? Yo, I got the feeling, tonight's the night like Betty Wright, and
then on Dre's debut album, Chronic, later on that same year.
For chunk, I take a small piece of some of that funky stuff. It's like this and like that and like this, and wow, 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 yippee yo, yippee yay. The sounds of a dog brings me to another day.
Broadus has since sold over 23 million records right here in the US and 35 million worldwide. His accolades include an American Music Award, a Primetime Emmy Award, and 17 nominations at Grammys. Now let's get back to evil people owning dogs. Next up, we have Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. This guy, he was into training dogs. Let me give you a quick backstory. There are many stories that actually link Joseph Stalin to dogs. First, there's that Black Russian Terrier story. See, the Black Russian Terrier is known colloquially as Stalin's dog since it was created during his reign. It is even rumored that he had a stake in the creation of this particular breed as he was trying to create protective watchdogs. But remember earlier I said he liked to train dogs? Yeah, this is how he would train. So he ordered dogs to be fitted with explosive vests and deployed in order to blow up German tanks. So originally the idea was to train the dog to set off the bombs and then go hide in a safe place. But this wasn't possible as the dogs would panic in the heat of battle. So as a result, Joseph Stalin moved to the concept of disposable dogs. Yes, disposable dogs, which is exactly what it sounds like. You strap a bomb to the dog's vest, put the vest on the dog, have the dog walk up to a tank, you explode the dog, killing it immediately, and thus you also explode the tank. It tells you everything you need to know about Joseph Stalin. Right. So what I'm about to tell you, I need you to get this, right? So Pablo Escobar, right? Colombian drug baron who's responsible for over 4,000 deaths, also causes his same country, Colombia, to be overrun by hippos. How did this happen? Well, it turns out Pablo Escobar decided that he had so much money on his hand, he might as well just create a zoo. Not just create a zoo within his estate called Hacienda Nápoles. So they smuggled in giraffes, elephants, hippos, just to name a few. I heard they even smuggled in a unicorn. So once Pablo Escobar's empire comes crumbling down, his main estate in Hacienda Nápoles was commandeered.
What?
Yes, commandeered is a word. And these animals were being sent to different zoos across the country, except nobody wanted the hippos. So basically, this created a very big problem because you couldn't ship the hippos back to Africa because they said they could bring new diseases from South America. You couldn't get the hippos in any local zoo. Nobody wants the hippos. So where are the hippos now? So for the past 2 decades, they've been living on Colombian waters, wandering around local towns, having lots of hippo babies, and harassing many of the locals that don't want them around. Some Colombian officials, get this, they think they've got the solution to world hunger. First Colombian official suggests sterilizing all of the adults in order to prevent population growth, while the others have suggested killing the hippos and using their meat for food.
Well, Colombia is proposing a new strategy to deal with its growing hippopotamus population. Yeah, in Colombia. 4 of the animals were actually imported from Africa in the 1980s by deceased drug lord Pablo Escobar for his private zoo. They have been multiplying ever since.
Viva Colombia! Viva Colombia! Did you know that the first episode of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? What a Night for a Night debuted on CBS Network Saturday, September 13th, 1969 at 10:30 a.m. Here's the kicker. The original voice for Scooby-Doo was Don Messick. Same Don Messick that did the voice for Astro the Space Mutt from the Jetsons.
Just as we thought.
It's the curator, Mr. Wickles.
Next up on these bad, evil people owning dogs, we got none other than Benito Mussolini, the founder of Italian fascism. Yet when he was still busy ruling Italy with an iron fist, he still somehow found time for hobbies such as lion taming. He even had his own pet lion named Ross. Now, the only Ross I've ever heard of is Rastafari.
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life, forever.
And yes, within the Rastafari movement, they have a Lion of Judah. But this Ross has got nothing to do with the Lion of Judah or anything like that. So about this particular Ross that was given to him, not much is known, except it was given to Mussolini by his Undersecretary of State at the Ministry of Interior by Aldo Finci. We also know that Mussolini used to love to drive around the city with the lion cub, showing it off on whatever street or wherever he stopped.
Put 'em up, put 'em up.
Here's another famous person owning dogs, The Rock.
What The Rock is cooking.
Now, you would think The Rock would have this big, mean, aggressive dog or something to that effect. Turns out, The Rock has a soft spot for French bulldogs. You can see on his right arm, your left, his dog Brutus, and on his left arm, your right, his dog Hobbs. So Brutus and Hobbs. None other than Ted Bundy, serial killer. This guy has 20 confirmed deaths, 30 confessed deaths, and he's suspected in 36 plus others.
I'll plead not guilty right now.
So this killer, right, he actually owned a dog. Her name was Lassie. I said all that to prepare you for this next guy. That's none other than Jeffrey Dahmer. So real quick, if you don't know about Jeffrey Dahmer, what he loved to do was he was a serial killer and also a sex offender who not only would kill you, but keep your body parts in the fridge so later on he could munch on them.
And grew. I was saving body parts such as skulls and skeletons, and eventually I did turn to cannibalism.
So as a young boy, Jeffrey used to love his dog, and it was a spaniel cross named Frisky. Out of all names, Frisky. As being a shy and lonely boy, Jeffrey's dog was often his only friend, according to his father. And yet Dahmer would happily impale the heads of other dogs he found as a rock kill on a stick in order to scare his neighbors. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what the hell will. So whether you're a famous person that owns dogs or not, the only multivitamin that we use in my camp is NuVet and NuJointDS. I'm going to go ahead and leave our code up here for you, and we're going to go ahead and drop a link down below in descriptions. NuVet, you don't only just get multivitamins your dog needs, you also get minerals that they need, as well as with NuJointDS, you get double strength for joint support. Only thing worse than a dog being owned by a very bad, evil person is a dog being owned by a person that is ignorant to the fact that the dog needs multivitamins and joint support. But don't waste any more time. Go ahead and place your order. Now, this is the type of stuff that you could only attribute to Soviets. So did you know November 3rd, 1957, the Soviets, they pretty much grabbed a mongrel off the streets. Yes, a stray dog. They named it Laika, they put it on a ship, and they just sent it up in space into orbit. In fact, it was the first animal to ever orbit the Earth. But there was one minor detail they failed to tell everybody before they did anything. And that's that spaceship they sent up, it's never going to come back down to Earth. It was meant to stay up there forever. See, at the time, we didn't have the technology to deorbit, and therefore they knew beforehand that the dog was going to be destined to die. It did it anyways. So yeah, kind of crazy, but that's how Soviet did things. Now guys, this is a pretty egregious group of people that actually own dogs. If you liked our video, make sure to click on one of these two below, and also make sure to subscribe. It's been Raul from the Q, catching you on the next one.